Man, he really mentioned me in his latest video, bro. That kind of hurts my feelings, but it just gives me another chance to just hold your ass again. Well, basically, I've looked at the video and basically it's just literally him 5 minutes of yapping and then the other 2 minutes actually providing like an actual point. So yeah, let's just get straight to it.
So what happens when we keep the original sentence and delete the context around it? Oh, goodness, when you literally translate word for word without any context in there. It says the galaxies that exist infinitely, not that there's infinite galaxies. Why? Because there's nothing for the context to change. So let's break down that original sentence, just that sentence alone, and let's see what the words actually mean in Japanese. We're gonna go through 2 different websites to prove that they're exactly the same and they're accurate. So here is all of that information for the words in just that one sentence alone. Fine, one by one. Here's what it changes to. It changes from there are infinite galaxies to the galaxies exist infinitely, which is another way to say that they're eternal. That is the other.
So due to me not giving a shit about what he said because I literally debunked this in a previous video, I'm just going to pull up the context of me debunking him from a previous video since I'm not trying to waste my energy actually debunking this motherfucker today. And make sure to look at the full thing, the full video that I'm about to show up just so you can see the full context and everything. Translation and show you why that translation confirms our infinite galaxies. This is the kanji that translates to galaxies existing infinitely in outer space. In Japanese, adverbs like mugen ni directly modify verbs. Mugen is an adverb meaning infinitely and sonzaisuru is a verb meaning to exist. Your premise means that it's in context to the galaxies existing eternally in age. However, this will indirectly be a non sequitur. I know you don't know what a non sequitur is, so I'll educate you right now. A non sequitur is a conclusion that doesn't logically follow from the premise or previous argument. The reason for this is because Japanese distinguishes spatial and quantitative infinity from temporal infinity. For temporal infinity, it will have to have a phrase like ien ni sonzaisuru, which actually means existing eternally. But the fact that a phrase like that isn't present inside of the argument, that would mean that there is no indication in the text that is referring to the age and lifespan of the galaxies. And therefore, your claim is a non sequitur. Next up, the sentence explains that the administrative units exist in order to govern galaxies that exist infinitely throughout the cosmic space. The reason why your argument is invalid is because you don't create administrative divisions because things are old. You only create them because there are many or they cover a large area. For example, imagine a library that has books that exist infinitely. Libraries have different catalogs for different quantities of books. You don't create catalogs and organize them because the books are infinitely old. You create it because there's an extremely large number of books, so a system is required to organize them. Different catalogs exist because of volume and not because the books are just extremely old. So it doesn't make any logical sense for the Kaioshin to create administrative units because the galaxies are just infinitely aging. Therefore, galaxies that exist infinitely will be referring to a quantity and not about age. Age does not generate administrative division, but scale and quantity do. Hence, the reason why they divided it into 4 areas is because there are an infinite amount of galaxies. Therefore, it is your burden to prove why they're referring to age and not scaling and distance. And another thing that contradicts your statement is that eternal references time and age. Infinite refers to a quantity of numbers that are not finite. So the fact that it's infinite and not eternal only refers to the quantity of galaxies and not the age of the galaxies. Therefore, it's also your burden to prove why they're using infinite for a term of aging rather than eternal. Therefore, what the Daizenshuu is referring to are galaxies that exist infinitely in number and not in age. Yeah, that's literally all I had to put to debunk this whole shitty ass statement. The fact is that comic creator is making over 10-minute videos when I can just simply debunk this shit in like less than 30 minutes. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.